Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, and welcome to your middle of the day market update, in which we'll talk about everything you need to know about the crypto markets, including Bitcoin news today. We'll have some news in 10 minutes, but the big news is tomorrow. But we'll also talk about some altcoins, because I think some altcoins are actually starting to look a little bit more interesting than yesterday. I mean, yesterday they were still very dependent on Bitcoin. And Bitcoin actually looks better, as I said this morning, and the situation is still the same. We reclaimed back into the range right here. And earlier this morning, we actually got some bullish momentum as well. I mean, if we go to the 4-hour time frame, you can see that during the start of the European session, we actually went up quite nicely, which is surprising, because who knew that Europeans still had any money left? But no, I mean, in general, the reclaim is good right here. We reclaimed with volume, mostly spot volume, also some leverage, but that's fine. Liquidated some shorts, but it seems like we are settling quite nicely. Also got a 12-hour time frame close above this entire level between 95 and 92,000. So it looks pretty good. The structure looks good to actually get some more bullish momentum, although I do think that it's quite likely that we'll get some sort of a move back into 94, 93,000, retest before we actually move to the top of the range. Around 99,000 and 100,000. And overall, if we take a look at some bigger fundamentals, I mean, the DOGE has not yet moved any Bitcoin. So that's what we also talked about last week, about that they were cleared to sell the Silk Road Bitcoin. As far as we can see, nothing has been moved. Someone sent some money to that address, but that's nothing. And outside of that, obviously the Trump inauguration is on Monday next week. We are starting to see some bullish momentum because of that, I think. But it's also still very early. And if you take a look at some coins like Dogecoin, which we'll talk about a little bit later, that's one of the coins which you would expect to rally with the Trump inauguration. And you do see some momentum coming in, but it's not enough yet to really call it bullish yet. So that would come later in the week. But no, I mean, for now, the main focus is on Bitcoin, getting that pullback and basically respecting the reclaim above the range lows. So that's at level between 95 and 90, well, ultimately in 92. But let's keep it at 95 and 93,000. If we drop down all the way to 92,000 right now, that would be slightly worrying. And obviously tomorrow, and that is something I will keep you updated on, and that's something I will keep repeating for all of you. Tomorrow we have CPI and inflation rate data. So that usually causes a lot of volatility, but in this case, that's also important, because a lot of the success or the potential success for Bitcoin is reliant on the dollar strength index, or basically the macroeconomics, to turn a little bit better. So the dollar strength index to turn slightly more bearish, and the stock markets to bounce back higher, which is, I think, also one of the most important things today, because if we actually do want to see Bitcoin head for 99 and 100,000 today, which is possible, we'd need strong stock markets. All right, strong stock markets. Usually a weak dollar strength index is also good, of course. If we don't see that, we're going for the pullback. If we actually do see a very strong opening, then we could just go for 99 and 100,000 today. But like I said, I think that's a little bit less likely than putting in the retest first. Coinbase Bitcoin price is fine. It's in a slight discount here, but that doesn't really mean anything at the moment. So no, this is what I would say is the most likely scenario. And then it's key that we actually do get a strong reaction from that support level. But I do expect that right now. And then for altcoins, first of all, talking about Dogecoin and XRP, the situation is still very, very similar for both. I mean, XRP broke above 2.5. But in my opinion, if we really want to turn bullish, we need to break above 2.6. Again, that's very reliant on Bitcoin. Although I have said this morning, and I still do believe that, I do think XRP is going to break out this week. This is also a big Trump coin. And outside of that, it's also just gaining nice momentum, and in terms of leverage, but also in terms of volume. So looks quite good. And when we take a look at Dogecoin, I would say that this looks quite good as well, but this is still lacking a bit of that momentum. I would say XRP has more momentum than Dogecoin here. But if Dogecoin is able to break above 35 cents, I will probably buy that as well. I think it looks quite good. And like I said, I do still expect the markets to go a bit higher later on this week. When is a good question. I don't know. And looking at some other altcoins, like a lot of the altcoins right now are quite correlated. There are some altcoins that I think are interesting. Cospa, for example, I think is quite interesting. Got a major breakout here. If we can actually hold the breakout above the range, or hold the breakout above this level around 12 cents, I think this is a coin that can actually move higher. A lot of the AI agents are still relatively strong, but nothing really buyable. Hyperliquid also on the verge of breaking the downtrend here, but in my opinion, we still need to break up a little bit higher here, but before entering. So in general, the main story here is that a lot of these coins look bottomed, but I would wait for a little bit more confirmation in terms of Bitcoin actually finding strong support here between 95 and 93,000, or for the Bitcoin dominance to start falling before entering. All right. But those are my thoughts. And outside of that, there's not really any altcoins that stand out. Like I said, AI agents, XRP, Dogecoin look quite good. Outside of that, it's pretty quiet today actually in the market. But I'll keep you updated on that. Later today, I'll also make a video on the Trump inauguration and some of the coins that can actually do well because of that. So keep an eye out on that if you're interested in that, which I do think you need to be. And outside of that, we're doing some amazing things in the Signal group. We also bought the bottom on Ethereum and Solana yesterday. We were able to buy Ethereum right here at 2,950, so that's up quite a lot. And we were able to buy Solana at 175. So if you're interested in trades like that, but also Signal Group only live streams, which we'll do the first one on Saturday probably, check that out. Links will be down in the description. A lot of value in there, and it's also profitable trades, which in the end is perhaps one of the most interesting parts. And that's up to you. For now, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all in my next videos. Bye.